Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Athlete Zone podcast. Today, I have a special guest returning for the first time. She's one of the most exciting athletes in volleyball representing the University of Washington. She's already made a name for herself on and off the court. And today, we're going to dive deeper into her journey and her brand and learn about the impact that she's making beyond the court. Our guest today is going to be Katy Wessels, a standout middle at the University of Washington. Before stepping into the spotlight at the collegiate level, she has had an impressive high school career, which we're going to learn more about today. And now she's building something even bigger, a personal brand that resonates with fans and inspires others. We're going to talk about Katy's journey from her early days in Lewiston, Idaho, to becoming a D1 athlete and how she's using her platform to build a brand that represents something much bigger than just sports. First of all, Katy, welcome back to the show. How has life been treating you?
Thank you for having me again, and life has been very good in season and just starting school, so everything's been going great.
Cool. How's your season been going so far? Any special moments?
It's been going very good. We just had two home games this weekend, first home games in Big Ten Conference, and thankfully won both, so had a great weekend and leaving tomorrow for Nebraska.
Nice. Nebraska. Wow, that's kind of far. So, this is the
Yeah,
first season in the Big Ten?
second season in the Big
Second
Ten.
season. Okay. You guys travel a lot further for that then, right?
Yes,
How's
lot travel
how's
a lot more than we did in the past.
yeah, how's that adjustment been from switching from the Pac-12?
Um, it's been hard. A lot of different time zones. We're across the
Mhm.
country, so we're on flights for a very long time, buses for a very long time. So it's kind of hard to like jumpstart into practice and into games after all that travel, but we're getting used to it.
I bet. So, do you kind of have to take more time off then? Because your travel probably takes up about a day. So, you kind of need a day for travel.
Yeah, we leave a few days earlier than we used to just to get used to the time zone, and it's usually a full day of travel to get where we need to be.
Oh, geez, that's a lot. Um,
Yeah.
how do you feel like you balance school with that? Are you guys able to do work while you're traveling? Are you able to keep up?
Yes, it's actually not as hard as some people may think it is. We have definitely a lot of support around us, and our professors understand like why we're missing class and like why we need to. So they'll send us like extra credit stuff to do, but then we also have study halls when we're on the road to get some work done.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, because I mean, going to the East Coast, that takes a lot of time, I feel like. You
It
already
does.
miss a lot of school as an athlete just because you have to travel, but yeah, that definitely adds to it. But
Yeah.
otherwise, has it been fun being in the Big Ten?
Yes, it's been a lot of fun. Definitely more fans, more places to go. And I just feel like volleyball as a whole is growing, and especially in the Big Ten, a lot of eyes are on it. So it's been a great experience.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you feel like it's more competitive now that it's becoming a bit more of a big thing?
Yes, I think volleyball has become a lot more of a competitive sport, and there's like new ways of playing it, new ways of like attacking, passing. So it's definitely become a lot more difficult, and you have different opponents to play.
Okay, fun. Just switch it up a little bit, add a little spice in
Yeah.
there. So I want to get to know you a little bit more as a person outside of your athlete. So what kind of things do you like to do in your free time?
Well, one thing is I actually have a really large Lego collection. I love Legos. They're actually all behind me right now.
I was gonna say, do you
They're
have the
all
flower
back.
Lego? I love those. Those are so
Yeah,
cool.
I have them all. I like to do that. I also really just like hanging out with friends and doing whatever. I live with three of my best friends, so we'll have like days where we just like watch movies or hang out or go explore Seattle. So do a lot of different things.
I love that. So growing up in Lewiston, very small town vibes, back roads, and then switching to Seattle, how do you feel like that kind of shaped you as a person growing up in a small town?
Um, Growing up in a small town is definitely like it was very different because you don't have a lot of exposure. But I think that helped my mindset a lot to like strive where I wanted to be because like I knew like not a lot of eyes are on Lewiston, Idaho.
Hmm.
So striving to make a name for myself and then coming to Seattle, it was a bit of a culture shock there for about my freshman year, but I think it's really upped like my people skills a lot, like getting to talk to people and understanding like where they came from and where I'm coming from is different, but like we can meet in the middle and enjoy each other.
That's cool. Do you prefer being a city girl over a small town girl? What's your vibe?
No, I think I'm a small town girl all the way.
I love
Definitely
that.
good for the 4 years here, but afterwards, I think small town.
Yeah. What kind of things did you do for fun growing up?
My family has a family cabin in this place called Elk City, so we would go there quite a bit. My grandparents also had a boat, so we would put that on door shack and go boating. Definitely a lot of outdoor activities, but that's mostly what I did growing up, so it was a
I
lot of
love
fun.
that. That's got to be a big change though, because in Seattle it's pretty rainy. It's a lot more indoor hangouts and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
definitely
Um,
different.
so if you weren't doing volleyball right now, what do you think you would be doing instead?
I think I'd still be an athlete. I just think I'd be playing basketball instead, to
That makes
be
sense.
honest. Yeah.
Um, yeah. Okay. Let me see. Next question. So moving to university was a very big change from practices, especially growing up in a small town, a lot less of intensity on the sport, right?
Yeah.
What has been your favorite moment so far in your college career?
Ooh. I would definitely say so when I came to college, I was 17 and I played in my first collegiate game at 17 years old and I just think that was just very surreal to me because I was very young and very new to the sport. So being able to play in a collegiate game at that young was I kind of felt proud of myself there for a little bit.
How
And
did that
seven,
happen at 17?
I'm very young, January, so I'm born August 31st,
Okay.
2005. So my birthday's very late in the year, so I've always been young for school.
Mhm.
And then volleyball season's, of course, at the very beginning of the year before even August starts. So our first few of our games that are in the beginning of August, I played at 17 until I turned 18 at the end of August.
Okay, yeah, that is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Do you feel like being younger kind of like impacted your maturity? Like other people your age might not have been as mature because you, not your age, but like in your grade, um, or your designated grade.
Yeah. um, I don't know. I feel like I've always been mature for my age, but then I've always been like the youngest in my class. So I always had like older people by my side, so I was always just learning from them, but
Yeah.
I don't think it really affected me that much.
Okay, cool. So some of your achievements, I did my research. So Katie has been selected to travel with the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Training Center for the National Team Open Program. This is not new. She has done it at least one other time, correct?
Yes, I went twice.
Okay. Can you
Um,
tell us a little bit more about what the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Training Center is? Like, what does that mean for your sport?
it's basically at the end of NCAA volleyball season, they select a bunch of college volleyball players from everywhere, any like from Big Ten to all the other conferences. They select from there and then they all bring them to the training center and we just train there for a few days, get to meet new people. The coaches will be there like watching you and it's just a really great experience to play with a bunch of different people and get to know people like people you've played against or people you've never met before. It's just a really cool experience overall.
That's fun. So are you aiming to do that again this year?
Yes, hopefully.
Cool. And then what were some big takeaways that you had from that experience?
I would definitely say everyone plays very differently. So being adaptable into the sport so that way you can be able to play with anyone and everyone because of course every program has like their own way of teaching volleyball. So I've played with a few people that I'll be playing against coming up. And just kind of learning how other people play and I think it makes me adaptable as a player to like understand how other people play and how to like change my games that way it benefits them.
Cool. It's good advice for any volleyball players out there. So it looks like between 2023 and 2024, you had quite some improvements. You improved your per set averages from about 0.77 kills per set to 1.02, and then from 0.74 blocks per set to 1.06, and ranked second on the team in blocks per set in 2024. And in 2023, you appeared in 118 sets and had 91 kills and 38 blocks in that season. So you have shown lots of improvement. That was a lot of words to explain. Um, but you had a lot of improvement from your first to second season. What changes do you think in training, mindset, coaching, do you think attributed most to that jump?
I would say that my mindset really helped a lot because at first, when I first got here, I was overly focused on my mistakes and what I wasn't doing. And then becoming the 2024 season, I changed my mindset into thinking that mistakes are like, of course, something I shouldn't do, but they've taught me like how my body feels when I've made that mistake and how to change that. So I think just changing the mindset of that like mistakes are good and that I need to learn from them instead of focus on them and let them get in my head really helped with the jump of that improvement.
Awesome. Do you have any goals for the 2025 season as you're kicking it off?
I would just say improve more, improve my stats, hopefully get more numbers on the board, and just be a good teammate.
Yeah. If you were to give advice to a freshman joining a D1 volleyball team, what would be the biggest piece of advice that you'd give?
Learn from the people around you because everyone on our team has been in different programs and in programs for a long time or in this program for a long time. And I wish I did this my freshman year, but like talk to the older girls more because honestly, we have a lot of advice and of what to do and what not to do. So I think just learning from the people around you, look at what they're doing, understand what they're doing, and like why they're doing it.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's really good advice. What would you say? So, looking back at your high school career, you did multiple sports. You did volleyball and basketball. You did track too, right? Did I make that up?
Yes.
No, you did. Okay, right.
No, I did try.
Okay. So you had a pretty impressive high school career. Just a few different things that I noted. Katie was a three-time all-league volleyball pick in 2020, 2021, and 2022. She was nominated for North Idaho Volleyball Player of the Year in her junior and senior years. And beyond volleyball, she was also a 4-year letter winner in track and field, specializing in long jump, and also all league in basketball. You were a standout athlete in multiple sports in high school: basketball, track, volleyball. How do you feel like your participation in those other sports influenced or helped you in your volleyball game?
I would say, especially for track, my senior year, it's probably not on there. I did shot put
Mm-hmm.
as well. So that definitely helped like strengthen my arm more
Oh,
for the
yeah.
sport of volleyball. And in basketball, there's definitely like a lot of like shifting and movement and like going back and forth. And that also helped my like running endurance
Mm-hmm.
a lot. But also just playing like three sports throughout the whole year kind of prepared me for college because volleyball is all year long. So I'm very used to like playing a sport all year long or like pushing my body to keep playing for a whole year.
That makes sense. And then remind me, what made you choose volleyball out of all the sports?
It was my junior year of high school, and I was planning on going to college for basketball, but I had played volleyball all of high school just for fun. And I just remember like I had a lot more fun playing volleyball, and I hadn't done it like seriously for a very long time. So it was more just like the learning aspect. I think I kind of got like tired of playing basketball because I played it my whole life,
Mm.
where volleyball was like new to me, so I wanted to learn more about it. And I just had great people around me on the volleyball team that made me want to learn more about it. So that's ultimately like what shifted my decision to play volleyball.
I love that. I feel like that's so unexpected. Like you play one sport your whole life, start a new one, and end up loving it so much more that you dedicate yourself to that sport. I think that's really cool. Do you ever still go play basketball outside with friends?
Um, no, but sometimes if we're like at the facilities and we see basketballs around, sometimes we'll shoot them a few times or play against each other for a little bit just to see. Because some of the girls on the team have also played basketball before, so we like to see if we still got it. We don't, but
We don't. I
it
love
doesn't
that.
look pretty, but it's fun.
Well, shifting back over to volleyball, your position is a middle blocker. Can you give everyone a rundown of what that means?
We stand in the middle of the net. And so there's three people at the net, three people in the back row. We stand at the middle front, and basically we block all three hitters on the other side. So we got to go run down all the hitters. So we're running back and forth, and we also hit. So we attack the ball, but we don't play in the back row because we're usually the tallest on the team and we're
Hmm.
bad passers, so we can't pass. So that's basically what a middle blocker is.
I love that. So that being said, that's a lot of responsibility. How do you balance all of your responsibilities in offense versus defense? And what skills do you feel like are most essential for your role as a blocker?
I would say definitely blocking is the biggest part of our role because it's our responsibility to go get everyone and read the setter to see where the ball's going to go. And it's really put on our shoulders to first like close the block. Um, but it's very easily balanced because actually my head coach was a middle blocker here at the University of Washington. So she has a lot of knowledge of the position. So she's always very helpful for us and like giving us a lot of tips and how to do stuff. But blocking is our main role on the team.
I love that. Um, okay, final thing I wanted to ask about. It looks like in 2024, you missed all but one set in the final six matches due to an injury. What injury did you get?
It's an existing injury I've had since my sophomore year of high school. It's called a stress fracture in my shin. Um, Getting a hold of it now, but it was just back to like it was another stress reaction, so my shin inflamed a little bit, so I needed to get off of my leg to let it heal. So that's the reason I missed some of those matches at the very end of last season.
So you're ready for a comeback though. Um, what
Yeah,
what kind of challenges do you feel like you faced with having an injury?
I would just say that it hasn't gone away in 5 years, so that's just very frustrating. Like, no
Five
matter how hard I've
years.
tried and done a lot of rehab, I've been on crutches for months for it. It's just, I would say it's more annoying than anything because it just won't go away no matter what I've tried. Um, so just understanding how I need to manage that.
That's so frustrating. I didn't realize stress fractures were something that like linger for years on end like that.
Yeah, you can get rid of them, but the only way I could is not play volleyball, and that's not an option for me.
Yeah.
So
Well, good for you for pushing through. I feel like a lot of people would eventually be fed up and not want to deal with it anymore. Um, but this has been a great conversation. And before we wrap up, let's remind everybody where they can follow you and support your brand.
my Instagram is Katy Wessels, and you will find my brand all over my Instagram page. You can find
Perfect.
it there.
Um, Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, it was great. And to our listeners, don't forget to check out Katie's merch on athletezone.com. Every purchase helps support her journey and keeps her brand growing. Thanks.